Another mild week of weather ahead and unsettled. Showers most day. I'll have all the details of that and more coming up. Good morning, Britain.
Particularly interested, of course, as a meteorologist in climate change. So you can give us a perspective on why COP27 is such an important meeting.
The big thing is last year COP26 was all about everybody lowering their emissions, how are we going to tackle the climate change, how we keep our temperatures down. This year is seen as the implementation COP. How we make it happen, how everybody comes together. And for the first time we heard from Richard Gaisford, loss and damage is a really big deal so that developing nations can be as developed as we are but do that in a green way rather than with fossil fuels. So that is the big hope for this one by the end of it, to make sure that it is actually possible to achieve these targets. And actually, a lot of people will be wondering, why is this so important? Well, actually, it comes on the back of a report that came out yesterday from the World Meteorological Organization to look at climate change. And the report says that record-breaking impacts are already happening. This year, we've seen record temperatures. The red on the map shows everywhere that's above average, nearly the whole of the world. And the last 8 years is set to be the 8 hottest that we have ever recorded. And these temperatures are fueled by ever-rising concentrations of greenhouse gases, which this year, yet again, at a record high. In the Alps, the glaciers, they said, are melting at the fastest rate we've seen. We've lost 3 or 4 metres across the whole of the mountain regions there, which smashes our previous record set in 2003. That is causing sea levels to rise, now twice the speed from the 1990s, and this poses an existential threat to low-lying islands that will be coming underwater, and billions of people will be affected in coastal regions. And perhaps most worrying of all, extreme weather events are causing widespread devastations, and this is a telltale sign of climate change. Plans into place so that they become not the new normal, but stay the extreme. Here's the weather. Now, the weather for us in the UK is staying pretty unsettled this week. We've got more cloud, we've got more rain, but throughout it is mild, a cooling trend at the end of the last week. But that's replaced by a southwesterly flow, which yet again is bringing in cloud and rain first thing this morning. The rain heavy through Northern Ireland, and also some heavy showers likely through the southeast of England. We've been plagued with rain all weekend long. If it's dry where you are to start this morning, it's sure not to last. Cloudy skies, outbreaks of rain, scattered showers spread right across the country. But it means with this flow, it stays mild, 14 to 16 degrees, but also windy, 30, 40 mile an hour gusts of wind. This evening and overnight tonight, it stays cloudy and mild with outbreaks of rain continuing. And actually, the rain turns heavier from the west as we head through tomorrow. Good morning to you. After a pretty mixed weekend of weather, more of the same as we head through this week. There is cloud, there is rain, there's showers, but actually this week it turns back to being milder again. Low pressure to our west, and the closer we are to that, the more likely we are to have wet and windy conditions, the 17 degrees. So let's see how things play out as we head through the next 7 days. And we keep this Atlantic speed of air, and that keeps it mild. So looking at the north of the UK, temperature-wise, compared to average, well, actually, it sits average or if not a little above as we head towards the end of the week. Percentage chance of rainfall across the north of the UK, how likely we are to see wet weather. Well, at the moment, it is unsettled. Nearly every single day of the working week, it's rain or showers, hit and miss, sunshine and showers towards the end of the week, but into the weekend, signs that things turn drier. Fortunes further south for England and Wales for the next 7 days. Well, again, with our temperatures, they are average, if not climbing a little above as we head towards the end of the working week. Percentage chance of rainfall, always more likely to see wet weather at the beginning of the week. Towards the end of the week and into the weekend, that's when the high pressure sets to move in. So at the moment, Thursday, lowest likely to be our wettest day, with a band of heavy rain moving through, turning drier as we head through to Friday. And then the outlook into the weekend is largely fine and dry, with some decent spells of sunshine. The reason is the fact that we have low pressure close to us. Low pressure often brings wet and windy conditions, but the wind direction throughout the coming days is southwesterly, and that keeps things mild. But today, it is cloudy, it is wet, and it is windy. And if it's not wet where you are at the moment, Good morning to you. We start the week with a pretty unsettled outlook. It's looking wet and windy, but throughout it's staying mild. And at the moment, it's the wind and rain that's dominating through southwestern areas. Heavy rain through Northern Ireland. Good morning to you. More cloud, more wind and rain in the forecast. Not just today, through much of this week. We start off with rain today through western areas. It's heavy, a lot of spray on the roads, particularly some heavy showers moving towards the southeast of England, where we had a lot of rain this weekend. As we head through the day, the dry conditions in the east are sure not to last as the rain and showers spread across the country, accompanied by some strong and gusty winds. 30, 40 miles an hour. Wet weather, persistent rain through northern areas, sunshine and showers in the south, for highs of 16, so looking mild.